Warning, this Big Brother podcast contains spoilers. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Big Brother, and welcome to the Season 17 podcast for the episode airing tonight on August 27th, 2015. I am your Big Brother historian host for the evening. With me, my two fellow Big Brother historians and hosts, Erika Rain and Dom Greco.
Hello.
Previously on Big Brother, Austin has won his way as the new HOH of the week, in all different directions, being pulled in his game favor. He has decided to nominate Steve and John for eviction. It all came down to a battle for the power of veto, which the poker player had landed her safety and putting a halt to the backdoor plan. With game in play in between the power of veto ceremony, Liz decides to throw Steve under the bus. So we take it from there, and Vanessa, during the power of veto ceremony, has decided not to use the power of veto and keep nominations the same. House guests, the votes are in. When I reveal the vote, the evicted house guest will only have just a few moments to say goodbye, gather his belongings, and walk out the front door. By a vote of 5-0, John, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. Dom, Erika, take it away.
Just in case people are wondering, there actually are baby-flavored goldfish.
That's incredible.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay, that was blankly awkward, but yeah, thank you. I'll be sure to put that on my shopping list for my next grocery trip.
And just in case anyone was wondering, I did in fact reserve Super Mario Maker.
Woohoo!
Say what?
Did you get the $300 console with the amiibo in it?
I did not. No, but yeah, so basically worst case scenario here is Johnny Mac went home. And I was very, very sad.
I was sad too. But I don't want to jump to further conclusions, but before we forget, I believe Erika has blatantly stated this is the stupidest thing that has ever happened in a long time.
This whole week was dumb. Because
go ahead.
They were just arguing back and forth about who to send home and how to decide who to go home. Do they want Steve to go home? Do they want Johnny Mac to go home?
Didn't it come down to like rock, paper, scissors at one point?
Yeah, finally Vanessa had the brightest of bright ideas to just have the two people do rock, paper, scissors, and the winner is the one that gets to stay in the house. And Steve told her to her face that was the dumbest idea in the history of Big Brother.
I liked it.
And so she came up with another idea. Everybody decide who they want to send home, and don't tell anybody. So it's a surprise to everybody on vote night.
I like that one more. Is that what they ended up going with?
With it being unanimous, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the stupidest thing I'd ever heard of. It's like,
it is.
Oh, hey, I got paper. Paper covers rock. Okay, well, I don't have rock anymore. I have scissors.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have rock then. Okay, well.
What'd you guys think of Johnny Mac's eviction interview with Julie?
Epic.
I thought it was great. Like, Johnny Mac seemed like over the top, even more so than he has been the last couple weeks in the house.
I agree. I mean, you don't think that was all put on as an act, do you? That didn't seem fake.
I don't know.
It's hard to say, but like I said, I like Johnny Mac's energy, and I love his, I just like his personality. His personality is like so, grrr, like he has that roar, like a tiger in his voice. He should have been called Johnny Tiger or Johnny Cat. But
yeah.
I think Miss Erica over here has some news to tell us, unless it's too early to tell everybody out here who's
Well,
watching us, Erica.
so the jurors came back for the competition, right?
The
Right. So
jurors have returned for a battle to win their chance at winning it all for the $500,000 grand prize. Shelley, Becky, Jackie, and John have re-entered the competition in a battle of endurance, which we called Disneyland.
yeah, now this is different than it's been at least for the last 2 years now in the jurors contest because the last 2 years was not an endurance competition. So it seems like, to me anyway, or wait, last year was not an endurance competition, but the year before I think it was.
Yeah, season 15. It was the wall where they had to catch
Yeah,
all 5 balls, and
yeah.
Judd entered the game.
It just, to me, it seems like whoever the fan favorite is they pick a competition based around them. I would not
Right.
be surprised if on production end they're like, if Johnny Mac comes back, if he gets evicted, it's an endurance competition. If Steve gets evicted, then maybe whatever. If they were gunning for, they probably would have been gunning for Becky to come back into the house to stir up some drama, and Becky I could see, doing an endurance competition. So either way, they probably had an endurance competition in mind. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Steve was like a big fan favorite that they wanted to get back in the house. They probably would have had it be like some kind of mental memory competition. I just feel
Yes.
like that's what production does.
Yeah,
Well,
they
that's a
they
good point.
they do pick generally one person a week and favor them for a competition, but they don't actually like go as far as to rig it. It's just like, oh well, this week we want Vanessa to have the easiest time, so we're gonna peg it for her. But then if somebody else happens to win, it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever, we tried.
Yeah, it's just like last year, the issue with Frankie. Remember when the house was against Frankie and his partner was rigging the game and then sat down and refused to play,
Yeah,
Right.
and Frankie was able to finish the competition on their own. And I feel like it was not set up for them to do exactly how that worked out. But if it did, it would have been in Frankie's favor to be able to compete solo, because guiding that whole thing as one person and you're controlling the ball is a lot easier than two people guiding it. So it's almost as if it was rigged, that in case Frankie's partner refused to do anything, that Frankie could go. I'm not saying that was the case. It might have just been happy circumstance that worked out that way. But it always seems like they favor people in that regard.
Yes, and by the way, when was this? Was this a live feed, or was this
yeah. This
tonight's
is
episode?
this is current, like within 4 minutes ago,
Oh,
as we're recording this,
she
So
looks
Vanessa looked pretty happy.
she looks pretty happy. Why is she so happy, Erica?
because Vanessa won head of household.
Dun dun
Okay, so we have the spoiler.
dun.
So let me phrase that in the dialogue. Congratulations, Vanessa. You are the new head of household. And okay, I'm gonna leave this responsibility up to Erica. So Erica, which juror got back into the game at a chance of winning it all?
Well, the way that the competition was designed and the way it played out, literally everyone that was playing dropped out within the first 10 minutes. And it was down to only John and Vanessa left in the competition. John told Vanessa that if he could have head of household, she would be safe. He would not nominate her. She said that she wanted a letter from Mel instead. So John lost and Vanessa won, which
Hmm.
meant that John was a returning house guest and he never actually left the house.
Pretty
So
much. He walked out the door for like 2 minutes.
so
He went
congrat
outside, talked to Julie, and came back in.
Hmm.
so after a 2-minute eviction, congratulations, John. You are back in the game. Let's
Yep.
go, Johnny Mac.
Yeah.
So, Dom, I don't think we can all be sad anymore because our favorite house guest has re-entered the game at a chance of winning it all.
Definitely. Very, very excited. I'd like to see one time, instead of having jurors come back, I just want to see like past season favorites come back and compete just randomly in a competition and just insert themselves into the house just to see Zack Attack come back. That would be
That would
great.
be, or Zanky. I like to see them both come back into the game and battle it out in the house.
I have a feeling that All Stars is coming up soon.
Me too.
I
But
feel like next season 18 is going to be All Stars, and I know everybody says every year it's going to be All Stars,
yeah,
but the last couple years there's been one or two extremely outstanding members uh,
Well,
that I feel like they're missing an opportunity if they don't get them back.
season 8 was All Stars,
Yep.
so
no, no,
season 18 should be All Stars.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. Erica,
Yeah, it was 8.
no 7.
It was season 8
No, 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 no. Season 7 was
because
All
season
Stars.
9 was the half season.
No, season 9 was Till Death Do Us Part.
Right, that's the half season.
No, no. Season 7. Go back and look. I'm telling you, it was season 7.
Unfortunately, it does say Big Brother 7 US was All Stars.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
still season 9 was the half season.
Yeah. I,
Season 9 was a writer's strike, I thought.
Right. It was the one that was like,
Yeah. Yeah, season 9 and 10 were both in the year of
well,
2008.
yeah, because 10 was when they restarted the game.
Right. I know, I'm really excited to get Johnny Mac back in. I can't wait to see how he
And,
plays and if he's actually going to align with Vanessa or not. Like, that's the big question.
well, probably because for whatever reason the twins hate him now
Mm-hmm.
and are refusing to give him any food.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
because Liz confronted him tonight on the show and said, just because your back was against the wall, you decided to blab out everything. How can we trust you, or whatever? And Johnny Mac is like in the diary room going, "You put me and Steve, two members of our alliance, up onto the thing. How is there any trust here?"
Right.
Right.
So, I agree with Johnny
What?
Mac, 100%.
Okay, give me a second. I lost my train of thought because of my headache from tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my question tonight for both of you, I want each opinion. Why do you think Vanessa said earlier when she backed Steve up into a corner, she said, "Well, you can kiss my vote goodbye because you're going home." Instead, she kept her vote on Steve to stay and voted out Johnny Mac. What do you think made her change her mind? And what do you think Johnny Mac's got a mouth that only cost him his game in the first place before re-entering?
Um, I don't know, to be honest.
Erica?
I don't know. I mean, they're this last week was just really stupid. They didn't
It,
know
it,
what
wa-
they were doing.
it wasn't just stupid, Erica. It was chaotic. I mean,
It was
Austin
it
was
was a
being
waste of time.
it was because Austin's HOH ring was being pulled in all directions, and it was the most awkward HOH in Big Brother history, he said.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to show up Steve for worst head of household this season. I think that's what his goal was, and he succeeded.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I get getting Johnny Mac out now versus like Steve. If they got Steve out, Steve would have been eliminated. And then who was the second juror? Like if Johnny Mac
Uh,
wasn't on that list, who was the next in line?
I
Had to
think
have been
I
Becky.
think it was Jackie.
Really?
then Becky.
I think if I'm
Jackie had on longer
reading,
than Becky?
I don't see when Becky was eliminated.
Huh.
But it just says the competition continues at 6:50,
Mm-hmm.
which is when the feeds came up after the show,
Right.
or maybe during the show. I don't know. The timestamps are weird, but it's they're all hanging on, and then 5 minutes later, they notice that Julia, Steve, and Meg were already out,
Right.
and then 5 minutes later, the feeds come back on, and James is out. Jackie's struggling. 1 minute later, 7:02, uh, only John and Vanessa, only John and Vanessa remain.
Hmm.
And then 1 minute later, Vanessa wins.
Yeah. I mean, I everybody had it right. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. James had it right, where he got really low down and focused his center of gravity being really low. The problem
Right.
with that is you're going to spin more.
Yeah.
It's less weight to hold on to. Like your weight management is shifted, and it's much easier to hold on. But you're going to spin more. So you're spinning at a point too where you can't really control. Like what was the spinning contest they did a couple years back? I think it was not last season, but the season before with Ian. They had some kind of spinning contest, and
Yes, the
they
sun.
yeah
The sun.
there's a way where like you could spin and keep your head straight for most of the time, and just keep your like if you keep your focal point on one spot, and while you're spinning, your whole body's spinning, you're keeping your stare at one spot, and then the last spin it, you spin your head and focus right on that spot again. You get
Then you're,
you get much less dizzy than you do
that's
spinning. This competition, you don't really have that option because you are constantly spinning nonstop. You'll end up with probably whiplash. So you just kind of have to endure the dizziness. So that's why the competition only went 10 minutes or so, as long as it did. But I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait to see Johnny Mac. Vanessa actually in charge. Is this Vanessa's first HOH?
I think it's their second
Her
official
second?
one.
Yeah.
because
So,
the last HOH it was during Battle of the Block, and her and Becky were crowned 2 HOHs.
yeah. Just out of curiosity, do you guys know how the letters work? Like, are these letters they have on reserve somewhere, or do they
Yeah,
do
each
they contact them?
each head of house, each person in the house gets 3 letters, and they're written before the show starts when they're in sequester.
Mm-hmm.
And if you happen to win more head of households than 3, like when Rachel Riley did, then they actually go out and contact the family and get another letter written
Okay.
and just read it to make sure that there's no spoilers and then push that through.
Got it. Yeah, so I guess that eliminates secret messages and stuff that could be hidden in the letters, and because the very blatant spoilers couldn't be there, but there could be like, oh, the third letter of every word on the first line, in the column, like spells
Yeah.
something out. People could do something ridiculous like that, and believe me, I would not put it past Vanessa. So
Well, the difference is that formatting tricks like that wouldn't work because Big Brother retypes them and
okay.
so line editing wouldn't necessarily hold through.
Well, they could do every third word or something like that, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways to hide things, and Vanessa seems like the kind of person that would try to get that done. But
Yeah.
if the letters are written in that far in advance, there's really no way to do that. So that definitely solves that problem.
Hmm.
So
Right now
So
the
have we
house guests are just really angry.
why?
Well,
Give
not
us
not
the
not the house guests. The Oz twins are very angry
really, why?
because they hate John.
Yeah, but Vanessa's in charge now. Who do you think Vanessa's gonna go after?
The
Don't tell me she's gonna waste her HOH on James and Meg.
I hope not.
the early guess right now is Steve, but who knows? She got
Yeah,
till tomorrow.
I think it's gonna be Steve and James,
She's
personally.
going. She's going after Steve because she still believes that it was his idea to go after her because Liz threw him under the bus. So now, I think Vanessa's out to seek revenge on Steve and get him packing out the door because you saw
Austin's
his off.
Austin's talking to Vanessa right now, and he's basically just being a major drama queen.
Oh
And
God.
he's like, this is my absolute worst case scenario. Now it's World War III, and John's a dive bomber.
God. I just noticed we don't have Becky crossed out over there. Oops. She's
Well,
been gone for 2 weeks now. She's still not crossed out. Oops.
um, it's a boo boo, but yeah, we could cross her out at some point.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess I'll. Have we covered everything?
I believe so.
Okay, so I may as well just throw that little speech in there.
Be a
Be a
fly on
fly
the
on the
wall.
wall inside the Big Brother house. Watch the house guests anytime with the live feeds on CBS.com And be sure to tune in every Wednesday and Thursday night live here on YouTube channel As Seen on TV with Big Brother historians Luke Labagnera, Erika Rain, and Dom Greco as they recap the week's events taking place inside the Big Brother house. Rockstar Dom.
Luke, where can the people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Zupa23.
Excellent. Erika, where can the people find you?
On Twitter and everywhere else at Erika Rain 7.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can also find the three of us and others on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till tomorrow night.
From outside the Big Brother house,
not tomorrow
we are until next Wednesday.
Yes.
Until next Wednesday, from outside the Big Brother house, we are Luke Labagnera, Dom Greco, and Erika Rain. Good night. Yay! Yay!